Hey guys, it's Michaela. Today we are going to talk about my tattoos. I know this is not sort of a normal video that I do. I usually do vlogs and stuff, but a few people have been asking me, they've been seeing my tattoos here and there in the vlog, so I just wanted to go through them all with you. I recently got my fourth one, so I thought it'd be a good time to show you my little collection so far. First thing is first, if you don't like tattoos, if you think I've ruined my skin, there are so many other videos you could watch. You don't have to sit through this. If you think my tattoos are ugly or stupid, totally valid opinion. They don't mean anything to you, so there's no reason why you would have to like them. I'm just here to tell you what they mean to me and my experiences with them. Let's start with the first one that I have. I filmed some cutaways before in my pajamas, so roll clip. I got my first tattoo when I was 19. It is on the inside of my left ankle and it says old enough to know better. I got it because I thought it was pretty funny. Like, it's quite ironic to have a tattoo that says old enough to know better, but it is actually, and I don't tell a lot of people this, it's actually lyrics from a song by Mayday Parade. The song is called Girls. It is not my favorite song. Now Mayday Parade isn't my favorite band, but that line means a lot. So the full line is, I was old enough to know better, but young enough to still decide that it was worth my time for something beautiful. It means a lot to me because I hope that I will always be sort of young enough to decide to do something beautiful, even if it is a risky decision, even if I kind of know that it will only have negative consequences. I still want to risk it and sort of go for the thing that I want, even if it is not the best. I got my first tattoo at Inner Vision Tattoo. It's sort of near Redfern. The only thing I would probably have changed at the time is that the stencil that I gave him, I sort of asked him right before he stenciled it if he could sort of arch it so it would look like arch like my foot, but he was like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm pretty sure he could have done that, but he was just sort of maybe wanted me out of the way. So it's still like a really straight line on my foot. It's not a big deal, but if I was to go back, I would have it curve along with my arch. So with this tattoo, it reminds me not to regret any of my decisions, because even though you're old enough to know better, it was worth your time in the end. The second one has a little bit less of an obvious meaning. It is on the like sort of inside of my, it's on the inside of my right leg. Obviously, it's sort of like a big tiger. I really like tigers. They're actually the national animal of Vietnam and a few other Asian countries as well. The second one I got in Newtown. If you're from Sydney, you know that Newtown is like that grungy, funky area. I got it at King Street Tattoo. For me, this tiger sort of represents strength. It represents courage. The feathers on the bottom definitely give me a sense of freedom. I designed this one myself. I did get inspiration from Google Images. I'll put a few images here that I got inspiration from, but I sort of photoshopped it, drew it out myself. It took me so long to get the stripes and the lines right, but I think it looks quite nice now. So the regrets, I don't have any regrets with this one. There have been mistakes. The tattoo artist did make a couple mistakes. If you look super closely, you can see that his eyes aren't quite even, and so a couple of the stripes are sort of angled the wrong way, which only I would notice. I can't really regret the mistakes, but it just gives it more character in my opinion, so I love that guy. I just came back from Tokyo. He has a little mosquito bite right on his nose. I thought it was really cute that the mosquito sort of stung me there. A little annoying, but it's kind of funny. The third tattoo I got when I was 21. It is on my right, like the outside of my right thigh. This is the only tattoo I have that I did not design myself. I found this amazing tattoo artist on Instagram. I will show his little thing here. I found him, and at the time I was on exchange in Madrid. He was tattooing in London, so I reached out and, you know, asked if he had any spare time. So over the Christmas period of 2015, I went from Madrid to London to get this tattoo. I literally walked into the parlor with no sort of design. I said I wanted a skull about the size of my hand, and he was like, cool man, just come back in an hour, I'll draw something up for you. I was so nervous about what it would look like, but I was also so sure that this is what I wanted to do. I absolutely adore how it came out. I think it looks really cool. It looks really awesome. I'm obsessed with skulls. I'm obsessed with like sort of like death. Does that sound weird? It reminds me of a time when I was alone, I was traveling, but I had courage to put my trust in a total stranger. And yeah, it is quite high up, so I can easily hide it even in shorts. Like you can see in the clip in my pajama shorts, you can't see it at all. So not a lot of people I know have it there. And there are no regrets or mistakes that I have with this tattoo. I love everything about it. My favorite thing is like the little forehead area where there's like nice little curves. The curls on the top aren't really my style, but I really just think it fits the whole design really, really well. And that brings us to my last and final tattoo, the fourth one. It is, okay, bad choice of outfit, but it's on the back of my left arm, just above my elbow. I got this one at Authentic Tattoo Studio. It's quite near Central if you're in Sydney. I got this tattoo a couple weeks ago and it means the most to me, or it has the most meaning packed into it, I think, out of all my tattoos. So this tattoo represents every member of my family, and it also represents the elements. So my brother is earth, you can see the mountains in his design. My dad is air, he's got 2 lines through the top, and my mother is fire, so you can see she's like a flame sort of shape, which means that I like to see myself as the element of water. Water has always been a really important aspect of my life. Wow, that sounded so wanky. Water is an important part of everyone's life. I used to be a competitive swimmer, so I love the water. I live in Sydney, so I'm always quite close to the beach. I love being close to the coast. This tattoo really reminds me that my family is always there to support me. It also reminds me that even though we are all very different, we make up something quite complete. It also reminds me that I am water. I am soft and I am flexible enough to adapt to any situation, but I am also strong enough to tear down buildings if I so wish. The first few days I wish that it had sort of been further out so you can kind of see it easier, but now it's sort of grown on me. I quite like that it's sort of tucked away on the back, on quite the inside of my arm. It's not very obvious from the front or even from the side. It is quite hidden away, even if it is sort of like below my sleeves. Quickly talk, I forgot to mention pain levels. The first tattoo on my foot was quite painful. It took 20 minutes, so it wasn't a long time at all, but I think the skin just like on the arch of your foot is so thin, and it was the first tattoo, so it was quite painful. I guess like I've sort of felt the same pain levels on all my tattoos, so they're all like 9 out of 10. It's literally a needle going up and down repetitively on your skin for a prolonged amount of time. The second one on my leg took an hour and a half to close to 2 hours. It did hurt, especially along the shin bone, but other than that, I had a couple friends there with me. I was okay enough to talk to them, have a conversation with them. Occasionally I had to pause and take a breath because it was that painful, but the tiger was totally chill. The skull I got in London took 3 hours and we didn't take a break, and after the first hour I started to really struggle. The last hour was so painful. I like had to really focus on how to breathe. I really should have asked to take a break, but I sort of just wanted to get it over and done with. I was in way too deep. But in 3 hours, I think it's a beautiful piece of work. Surprisingly, the last one I got on my arm, very like normal area, there's no really bone there, it's fatty if anything, was so painful. I don't know if it was because it had been so long since my last tattoo. It only took like 25 minutes, but it was so painful, and I think because maybe the lines are super fine, but it really hurt. And I thought it would just be like the easiest thing, but this was surprisingly painful as well. So that's the complete rundown of my tattoos, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with vlogs very soon. I'm sort of aiming to do weekly vlogs maybe. Let me know if you have any tattoos and what they mean. Let me know which one of my tattoos you like the best. They're like all my children. I love them equally and they're a part of me. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.